Hello, hello, hello to everyone out there. This is Dr. Melida Barrow, author of Unveiling the Illusion. Know who you are. You better know who you are because I am telling you there's so many things that's happening in the world today. Today, we have so much to talk about, and I dare hope that you are all out there ready to go. I am ready. I don't know about you guys, but I am ready. I am ready to change the world. I am just tired of us complaining and we're not doing anything about it. So I think it's time enough now for us to make the change. I need you guys to tune in. This is Living Your Best Life Now, not tomorrow, not next month, not in a year from now, but we need to live our best life now. And guess what? I'm living it. I am living my life today. I am not waiting for anyone to tell me how, because I'm going to have to say this. I spent all my life listening to so many people out there telling me how to do it, when to do it, the process. Enough is enough. It's time to live your best life now. I want to start off by saying, I want to thank my family. I want to thank my colleagues. I want to thank everyone for standing with me. I don't want to name names because if I name names, I am telling you, somebody's going to call and go, what about me? But you know who you are that is standing right next to me. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart because this is a heavy journey. This is actually, I am telling you, it's difficult, but at the same time, because I love doing what I do, I think that it's time now for you guys to join me, you guys to be with me, to do the things, the great things that God wants us to do. I want to just say hello to some of the people that are joined already. Wanda Baez, Alberto Forbes, Romero, Ricardo, Faith, love you. Silky, hey, from London, how are you? Anita, I want to thank all of you guys for joining. This is a special program for me because I just recently was in Barbados, and I've experienced quite a few things, and I want to share it with you, but not just in Barbados. I've been traveling for a while, and there's a pattern with a lot of things that are going on in the world. Tonight's topic is, are we mimicking to fit in? Yes, we are. I have done it. Trust me, years ago. I just stopped doing it now because I know who I am now. I don't need to fit in. I don't need to feel like I need to speak a certain way or act a certain way to be great. Yeah, I don't need to do that anymore because I discovered I'm not here to please people, but myself. So let's get right into it. I want to say hello to some other people that just joined us. Lucas, Isa, Mariel, hello. How is it? Grace, how are you, my darling? Krisha, how are you? I want to just say tonight that all the people that are joining me, you guys love me. And guess what? I love you too. Every single one of you that are joining me tonight, I love you guys so much. But I just want to say God is with us, and humanity is changing. There's so many things that are changing, but I do believe that we have the power to restore humanity. I think we have the power to make a difference in this world. I think so many people are talking about how things are getting so bad and we're giving up. Well, this is one woman that is not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep speaking to people, inspiring people, motivating people to get back on track. That is my job. That's why I'm here on this earth. Hi, Zuli, Miris, and Monica, and Angie, and everybody. Let's get started. Are we mimicking to fit in? I have to say, I have been incredibly blessed in my life to be able to travel because I am watching people mimicking to fit in. Seeing the world and its diversity firsthand has been the greatest experience of my life. And this is why I can speak about what I'm going to speak about tonight. We are constantly being bombarded with negativity, constantly. I am ready to restore humanity. I am ready to make a difference in this life. I want to start off by what I experienced in Barbados recently. My colleague, and this is how all this started. This is why I am I'm having this show because it triggered something in me. And when it happened in the moment, I couldn't believe it, but I did. And my colleague, actually the story went where we were driving and she wanted to find out if they serve breakfast in the restaurant the next day. And she says, this is what she said. She said, Melida, I want you to go in the restaurant and ask them if they serve breakfast. But here it comes. But you have to speak American. I was blown away. I walked into the restaurant and I spoke the way I'm speaking now, you know, with my accent. They say I have a Jamaican accent, a Bajan accent. They told me I have Trinidadian accent. I have all kind of accent. But this is who I am. So I walked in the restaurant and I said, good day. I says, do you serve breakfast? And she said, yes. She said, no, we only start serving at 12 o'clock. So I said, well, I need a tour here. I want you to show me around. They showed me around. And then I asked them to take pictures of me and everything. Did not have to speak an American accent. When I got back to the car, I told her, I said, guess what? I didn't only ask if they serve breakfast, but I had my picture taken. I actually had the lady show me around. And I told her all that I did within less than 10 minutes. This is what's happening to us. We are changing who we are. Society have brainwashed us that we cannot speak with an accent because that accent that I have might sound inferior to many. But this is who I am. I am a woman born in Central America, Panama. My great-grandmother is from Jamaica. My grandmother is from Jamaica. My other grandmother from Colombia, San Andres. And all throughout the Caribbean, I have family in the Cayman Islands, in Jamaica, and all over. I will not ever, I want you guys to listen to me good, ever change who I am for no man on this earth. I am who I am. I know who I am. Maybe years ago, it would have worked. Not today. Today, I am unveiling the illusions that have kept us in bondage, and then we wonder why we are in the condition that we're in today. We are in the condition that we're in today because we have lost ourselves, not because of design by us, but because of a system that have oppressed you to even think that you're not good enough to speak the language with an accent. My brothers and sisters from the Caribbean, my brothers and sisters from Africa, from Asia, from around the world, from India, please do not change who you are. Remain who you are. Be proud of who you are. There's so many things that are happening today with us. Even the color of our skins, we're changing. We're lightening in our skin. We are forgetting who we are. There are so many people right now that are walking around not knowing who they are. You see, we talk about how things have not changed, but let me tell you why. Things have not changed is because we are continuing to do exactly what a system is designed to do to you. So if you continue to do that, your future generation will perish. This is why we're losing ourselves. This is why we are hurting inside. Let's talk about some things that when I was growing up, what my grandmother, my aunts, and everyone used to do. Not all of my aunts, but this was a tradition. And I know my Panamanian brothers and sisters know about this. When a child is born, I remember my grandmother will take their nose and squeeze their nose to make it straight. Yes, I remember that. And that went from one generation to the next because they want your nose to be straight. Not the way my nose looks right now, but to be straight. I don't know if any Panamanians are listening to me out there, but if you are, you can click like if I am not the only one that happened to in my home. We have been going through all these traditions for many years, and we are wondering why our children are suffering. Well, they're suffering because of these things. When you talk about not only the situation with your nose, we are straightening our nose. We don't like our nose anymore. We believe our nose is too big, it's too wide. That is who you are. Now, if you want to change your nose because of beauty or because of whatever, you might want to fix your nose. That's fine. That's what you want to do. Don't get me wrong. But if you're changing your nose because you feel that having that broad nose, it makes you feel inferior, let me give you a bit of good news. You're not. You're not inferior. You are who you are. That's how God created you. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of that nose. Be proud of the nose. Those of you with the eyes, you need green, you need blue eyes, you need all these eyes. Again, if you're doing it because that's something to beautify yourself, if you want to do that, that's fine with you. But if you're doing it because you feel inferior, please don't. You are a powerful man and you are a powerful woman. No need to have green or blue eyes to feel empowered, to feel like you have privileges like the others do. The color of your skin. There's so many people, oh my goodness, the people are just changing their skin. I looked at Sammy Sosa the other day, and my God, I didn't even recognize him. Now, if he did it because of an illness, or maybe there's an illness, then that's fine. But if he did it because he hated himself, That's another problem. We are continuing to change the world. When we look at this world and we're seeing all of this, and then we're transferring this to our children, don't expect anything better than what's happening today. Technology has affected appearances greatly due to the use of Photoshop, an editing software that distorts models into looking perfect. And that's who you want to look like. You want to look like a person with nothing that, look, let me tell you something. I remember growing up, I was always tall and, heavy on the side. And I always have these hips. And when I came to the United States, everybody talking about being thin and skinny. Well, I had a problem being skinny because that's not me. And I used to say, my God, I wish I could just have surgery to cut these hips down. Well, let me tell you something. Your environment causes you to think these things. Commercials constantly are coming on TV, talking about how you look, how you should look, and it's hurting us. Literally, it's hurting us. We are losing what we call self-acceptance, self-confidence, and self-love. And we cannot lose that, because if you lose that, you're going to have problems, serious, serious problems. And today, we're going to talk about the very things that we're mimicking to fit in. We can no longer do this because it's hurting our children, it's hurting us. I feel as though that when I was in Barbados, I also experienced, and this again, this is not just Barbados, I'm experiencing in a lot of places that I've been. Let me even talk about this because it is so important. There's such a thing that's called power, and many of us want power. And when we at our office and work, school, we have people with titles, and I want you to listen to me very carefully, titles that feel that they can disrespect you, that feels that they can say whatever they want to say to you and belittle you because of their title. I've had an experience that a person said something so derogatory to a young lady while I was in a meeting with this person. She didn't defend herself, and I wondered why. But after that meeting, I sat her down and I told her, I don't care how much you need this job, but don't ever let anybody disrespect you. Once they disrespect you, they're going to continue to do it because you have lost yourself to the point where you are allowing others to disrespect you. And I've watched so many things happen where men and women with certain positions use the positions to disrespect others. Stop it. Because once you walk out of that job and you don't have that title anymore, where are you? Do you think that's power? That's not power. That's temporary power. But let me tell you why you do it. Because it's being done to you. You see, when you have a boss, manager, president of a company that disrespects you, is because you allow it. I've had instances where that happened to me, and I stood up for myself, and never did they do it again. You see, the person that I'm talking about, I've experienced this just a week ago, felt empowered because they could tell me I had to stop my program and felt so empowered. I could see it in his face. And I said, okay, this is your territory. But guess what? I went above him and I had my show last week. You see, those of you that are out there disrespecting people, stop it. You are a coward. You are. Those of you that are physically and mentally abusing women, stop it. Stop it. And I'm going to say this because, and that goes the other way too. And I'm going to say this is because we have not realized that we are mentally abused every single day. We're going through so much on our jobs, our home. We're going through a lot, and we are wondering what's happening. We can't even define what's happening to us. But this goes back in time, history. We don't go back in history. We don't study history. We don't understand what's happening to us. And those of you that are physically abusing your wife, that are mentally abusing your wife, you're trying to fit in with the other men that are doing it. But let me tell you something. All of you are cowards. And yes, you're cowards. But another thing too, you're doing it because it makes you feel like a man. But let me tell you something. That's not a man. Am I right, ladies? Am I right, ladies? That's not being a man. That's being a coward. But you've been taught to do that. You have been taught to mentally abuse and physically, because you feel that everybody is doing it. So it makes you feel empowered. But that's not being empowered. That's being weak. I want my men to be men. It is time for you to be men. It is time for you to rise above those things. It is time for you to realize, why are you doing what you're doing? You see, who do you want to fit in with? How does it feel when you get through abusing somebody? Women, this goes for you too. How does it feel when you verbally abuse a man? Making, you think that this is feeling empowered? You're not empowered, you're weak. You've been taught to disrespect your men. Don't think that this just came out of the blue. We have to restore humanity today, now. All of these countries in India, in Africa, in Latin America, in the Caribbean, all of you that are destroying yourselves, it is time to restore humanity. It is time to teach our young boys today, do not abuse. This is no time to fit into this situation. It is time for us to rise above all that is happening to us today. It is time. I am very serious today because I feel as though that I cannot be myself. I'm being told to have an accent. I'm being told to do this, to do that. It's over. I am who I am, and I will be until I die. It is time. It is time for you to decide, what is it that you want to do with your life? How do you want your life to be? It is time. God did not send me here not to do what I'm doing. I am doing what I'm doing because I love humanity. I love people. Those of you that's in prison today, you wanted to fit in. That's where you are. That is the sacrifice for leaving your children behind, leaving your wife behind. Those of you that is not in that position, you have an opportunity today not to do the things that would make you put you in jail. It is time today that we recognize what is happening to us. Our children going to college, and when they finish college, where do they go? Back home. But I have a good message for my young people today. Those of you that is in technology, that is in science, that is in all these fields, get together. You see, society has taught you to fit in. I'm going to teach you, don't fit in. Be who God created you to be. It is time now for you to rise, my young people. It is time for you to decide what is it that you can do. Your parents paid all the money to send you to school. Now you're back. What are you doing? Nothing. Why you're not doing nothing? Because you were taught to serve. You were not taught to build, to create. Why am I saying this? It's because a system have taken you, educate you, and send you back to your mother. That is called hope. You're hoping now that you're going to find something. No, build. All of you in the college institutions, with all of the educations that you have, come together. It is time. Architects, and I can go on and on. Doctors, come together. It is time to rise. It is time to restore humanity. You have been duped. You have been bamboozled. For you to go to college, to come back home, to sit with mother and father. You have the education. You can do it. Call your friend. Call all of your friends that you went to school with. It is time to create. It is time to build. But the first thing you have to do is to delete the program that has been instilled in you. It is time to reboot. It is time to create. It is time to do the things that God created you to do. And that is to be a creator. Yes, to be a creator. You see, you can no longer continue to serve. I am not saying everybody can start a business, but those of you that you can, do it now. There's so many of you right now that are doing so. When I was in Barbados, I sat there and I taught these women. And there were one woman there saying, I'm a banker. And I said, well, you can start a consultancy. You can be an entrepreneur. And she's doing everything that an entrepreneur would do. But guess what? No one told her that she could. Hello, Beverly. I love you, Mommy. Be that woman God created you to be. All of you with so many talents. God gave you a talent. The talent is for you not to fit in. The talent was for you to create and build. That's what the talent is for. But you can't see it because you've been oppressed so long. And I am not talking about black people. I am talking about everybody. Because when you see a black woman speak, you automatically think I'm referring only to a race. I am talking about everybody. It is time to stand up and build. Delete all the things that have been injected in you. It is time to reboot. Yes, reboot. Let me tell you something. When I wrote my book, Unveiling the Illusion, look at this book carefully. It says, Unveiling the Illusion. Know who you are. You have to know who you are. You know what fitting has caused me to experience by fitting in? Pain, depression, anxiety, insomnia. I'm trying to fit in when I first arrived to this country in 1976 because I was taught that if you don't have certain things, you're not successful. So I worked hard and hard and hard to get the things that society said I needed in order to be a successful woman. And I got it. The condo looking over the ocean, all these things, the maid, all that stuff. But guess what? I was not happy. I was not happy because it takes a lot to maintain what you have. I was not happy. Amen? I was not happy. I lost self-respect. Because when you are out there trying to do the things that you're being pushed into, you're going to lose yourself. We have to rebuild that. We have to rebuild self-respect. We have to rebuild the pride that God gave you. You have to rebuild dignity. You have to rebuild self-love. Self-love. That's what you have to rebuild. I am not going to speak American. I am not going to speak British. I am not going to speak any of those things. I am going to speak what I'm speaking now. And I know you all understand me. I am proud to be a woman from Latin America, a woman from the Caribbean, from Africa. You see, my home is the world. That's my home. I embrace this world. Why? It's because, just because I was born in Panama, does not mean anything. And I want to talk about something else that's very important. My African brothers and sisters in Africa, my Latinos in Latino America, the Caribbean people, Asia, etc. Let me just say this to you. And I'll give you an example. When I'm speaking Spanish in a store, and a Spanish lady would hear me, she would say, "Oh, you speak Spanish?" She would be ignoring me the whole time. ¿Hablas español? Sí, claro. ¿Cómo no? Ah, whole personality change. Those of you that are listening to me, have that ever happened to you? Transformation. Because now we can connect because I speak Spanish. When you look at me, the first thing you see is a black woman. But when I open my mouth, you're questioning, are you West Indian or are you Latina? But you can't hear the Latin accent until I speak Spanish. So I'm being embraced now by the Latin woman. My African brothers and sisters, listen to me. From Africa. No need to fit in America. Be who God created you to be. No need to act different. Act who God created you to be. Don't look down on me because you're no better than me. I am saying this because of experience. You have arrived to America and you're looking down on your brothers. Not all of you, please, don't get, please. Your education and title means nothing to your oppressors. Love, truth, and peace. I am speaking today. I am speaking today because it is important for you to understand that due to your education, the color of your skin does not make you more powerful than another or more educated or whatever you may think. You are who you are. Don't only embrace me because I speak Spanish and you speak Spanish. Don't only care for somebody because they're from only your country. Look at what happened not too long ago in Puerto Rico. Not only Puerto Ricans are helping Puerto Ricans, but we react. If something happens to our country, if it happens somewhere else, you don't give a damn. And I am speaking truth. You don't care. If something happened in Panama, I run to Panama. If something happened in Brazil, I don't think about it. Why? Have we lost humanity? Then we need to restore it. We need to restore humanity. We need to help one another no matter what country you are from. And don't look down on one another because of the color of their skin, because the color of your eyes, because of whatever it may be. We are all God's children. All of us. Do not allow man to destroy your mind, to let you believe that you are superior or you have more privilege than I do. How is it possible? How is it possible that you think that you are superior to me because of the color of my skin? That is nothing but an illusion. You created. It is nothing but a lie. It is a lie. And those of you that believes it, it is time for you to delete and reboot. Hello. Hello, somebody. Are you guys listening to me out there? I don't hear you. I don't see you. Are you listening to me out there? Let me see if you're listening to me. It is time for us to make the change. We cannot lose ourselves anymore. Be proud of who you are. You don't need to fit in to make somebody proud of you. Be who you are. Choosing ourselves is important. Even if it means upsetting others and not being popular anymore, it's okay. It is okay. Don't destroy your nose. Don't destroy, your body. Women, you're doing all kinds of things. Stop it. Embrace who you are. When somebody tells you that you're ugly, tell them that's what is beauty to them. You see, beauty have been defined by us, by man, I should say. Beauty standards in America and in the world put the pressure on the young people to look perfect. You're not going to ever be perfect, ever. Many have heard the phrases, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But in today's society, it seems to have changed to beauty is in the eye of who society as a whole perceives as beautiful. Beauty standards in America have drastically changed over the years. Drastically. So every time they change, we change. I'm not changing for anyone, ever. For anybody. We have to go back. We have to realize who we are, how to we disrespect each other. And I want to touch this topic because even though I know a lot of people are gonna be calling me and telling me, oh, you shouldn't have said this and this is not true. Well, I'm gonna say it. Guess why? I'm free. I'm gonna speak truth with love today. Yes. I've listened to many call each other the N-word. And for those of you overseas, nigger. And you say that a person that's non-white cannot call you that because it's disrespectful. But then a person equally to your complexion, it's okay. It's a word of endearment. Well, let me just say this to you. You look at that non-white person, of course, as your oppressor because that's what you were called before. But guess what? You are destroying your children because this will continue for one generation to the next. And now he don't have to call you the N-word. You're calling each other the N-word. And now it's okay. So now he don't need to do anything. You're doing it for him. You are destroying your future generation by continuing to use all these derogatory words. You'll call your women a B. You'll call your woman a hoe. And those are endearments. No, it's not. Don't fit into that society. You have been used and abused, and it's time for you to change your ways. A woman, just because, and women call each other hoes and bees and all this other stuff, even on television, you're watching a show and all you're hearing is all these negative things. And guess what? You're taking that into another generation and to another one and on and on and on. You are the ones that's creating your own demise. Those of you that are doing that, it is time to stop it. It is time to stop it. Don't do that. We are sitting here looking at a world that's just going upside down. And then we're just watching everything that is happening. And some of us are just not doing anything. Well, let me just tell you something. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing now because we have to restore humanity. There are good people out there. This society wants me to believe and you to believe that there's no longer humanity. That is a lie. There are good people. All of you that are listening to me, Claudia and Wanda and all of you and Ed, you're good people. And there's a lot more out there. There's a lot more out there. But they're trying to convince me that there are more wicked people out there than there are good people. I don't believe that. Because I travel the world and I'm seeing good people out there doing great things for humanity. Yes, for humanity. So those of you that's out there trying to do and doing exactly what I'm doing, I applaud you. Those of you that want to help me to change society, to change this world, join me. And you know how you do it? Start from your home. Start from yourself. Start changing. This is not about the world. It's about you. It starts with you. It starts with you. Africa, my brothers and my sisters, I love you dearly. Asia, I love you guys. I love all of you in the world. America, I love my brothers and sisters here. I thank you because you have taught me well. I've been in this country for a very long time, and I've learned all I had to, and still learning. It is time to make a change. It is time to remember where you came from. And sometimes, even when we came, where we came from, might have not been a good place, but we can make it better. Leave that past behind. We don't need to fit in. We don't need to change to suit anyone. Let me just say this. I will never tell a British man to change his accent. Never. I will never tell an American man to change his accent. But we tell each other, most, not all, most non-whites change who they are because they want to fit in. Don't you notice sometimes you're doing things and you don't realize that you're doing it? When somebody non-white walks in the room, you straighten up. You straighten up. Then you start speaking a different way. Your whole mannerism change. What is wrong with us? I know what is wrong with us. Society. You see, when you believe that somebody is superior to you, that's what you're going to do. You're going to change everything about yourself. You talk different, you act different. But when you're talking to your peers, you come down. I want to send out a message for those of you that I feel superior to others. I want to send a message out to you, and those that feel that you have more privilege than others, why you do what you do. You don't realize that what you're doing, you're hurting yourself as well. Those of you that are prejudiced, racist, and I have to say this, you have a lot of work on your hands because we're not going anywhere. This country and the world, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here. And I'm just going to say this because it's so important that you understand that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, we are who we are. Now, I know you go through a frustration even when we walk in a room and you're there. Sometimes you leave. We don't leave anymore. We don't, because there's a lot of us that know who we are. We're not afraid. Never will be. Be proud. Be proud people that are listening to me that thinks that the way I do, you keep being who you are. But for those of you that feel superior to others, let me just say this. You are also suffering because I really don't understand how you can go day in and day out at work and feel that way about people. I don't understand how you even function throughout the day just talking to people that you don't like because of the color of their skin. That must be a tough thing, hard for you to deal with. I really don't know how you deal with it, but we're going nowhere. America belongs to the people, everybody. And those of you that are trying to fit in, no matter how much color, blue eyes or green eyes or straight nose or whatever you might want to do, you're still who you are inside. Always remember that. Embrace yourself. Know yourself. This is why I wrote this book, Unveiling the Illusion. Unveiling the Illusion is a book where I talk about the importance of why we're here, all of us, the whole world, and that is to love each other. We can make this place a better place. We can. We can change the world, but the world is not about you leaving your home to go change somebody. It's about you changing you. That's the importance. So let's begin to work with one another. Let's begin to touch each other's lives. And those of you that are frustrated right now with your life, you're trying to fit in, get back to who God created you to be and be happy. Be happy. And all of you, I have a request actually, and I'm going to challenge churches today. Yes, I am. I'm going to challenge the churches today, the brothers and sisters that are in churches today. I need you to go out in the world and reach out to the people. But before you do that, check yourselves first. But there's so many homeless people out there. And I've observed that there's so many homeless people, even around the churches. What's happening? I want to challenge you today. It is time for you to step out those churches and help those that need help. We need to come out of our communities. Take one Sunday for once and have church out there, outside. Reach the people, feed the people, love the people, place them in places where they need to be. You are locked up in a church day in and day out, praying to God. And there are people right outside hungry, no food. And you step over them with your big hats and hundreds of dollars clothing. What is wrong with us? What happened to us? It is time to restore humanity. You are so busy building a temple when the world is in chaos. What is happening to us? There's so many people need homes. The homeless are being put in prisons because there's nowhere to put them. When you finish your service, you shut those doors down while there's people starving outside of your temples. What is happening to us today? Tell me what is happening. It is time, my people, to restore humanity. I'm going to keep saying it until I end in 8 minutes. It is time to restore humanity. My sisters, there's so many abused women outside of your churches, even in your churches, and you don't even know because there's no one to talk to. Because you are all fighting with each other. There is no time for the people anymore, just for yourselves. It has to change now. I'm challenging you to step out of your churches and go and help the homeless people. I'm challenging you today. It is time for us to change. How long are we going to continue to be the way we are? We have to change history. We have to change ourselves. We have to change the way things are today. And I know we can do it. I know we can do it. When I look at my brothers and sisters in India, women are being raped every single second. What is wrong with you, men? Raping little girls and little children. That is not what God created in you. You have to change. Get help. It is not acceptable. We have now saying that this is a culture. No, it's not a culture. You are using that to your own benefit. It is time to change, my people. It is time to change. We are always making excuses for when a pastor rape a child, for when a pastor doing something. Oh, he's still my pastor. No, he's wrong. And he cannot be in the environment of the children, because we have to protect our children. Come on now. When are we going to change? We are so afraid to talk. We're always talking about being politically correct. I'm done with that. I'm no longer going to be politically correct. I'm going to speak truth, but truth with love to bring peace in our world. It can be done, and it will be done. I believe, I have faith that we can restore and make a difference in this world and stop complaining. You are professional complainers. Let's get up. Let's do something starting now. We can build. We can create. We can start a new life right now. God is speaking tonight. All this partying and all these festivities that we're doing, but we're not getting to the source of the issues. Let's get to the source. We are celebrating Black history in Panama, ethnicities. My God, we're dancing. We have fashion shows. We have all the wonderful things. Yes, that's good. But when are we going to be economically empowered to do the things that we ought to be doing for the people? You have to become economically empowered to make the change. When are you going to do that? Lord, thank you. Thank you. Because it's time now for us to stop begging and building and creating and coming together as one. All of us, from North America to South America, the whole of Africa, we are so confused that we are sitting there saying, oh, you're from Ghana, you're from Nigeria, you're from Mali. Oh, no, we don't get along with this one, and you better get along. You better get along. You know why? Because look at the condition that you are in today. All of your resources being taken. You don't want me to go there. And where are you? And where are you? You are sitting there doing nothing. My young people, listen to me, because I'm going into closing right now. Come together. You are great. You are powerful. You are educated. Come together. Come together and make a difference now. Work together. You have the knowledge. You have the wisdom. Come together, my people. You have the education. Don't sit and wait to serve somebody. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again for those of you that tuned in. You have to work together. Stop trying to fit in. It's not going to work. It is not going to work, my people. I want to thank all of you tonight for listening to me. It's a special night for me because I know God. I know God for a fact gave me the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding to bring this message to you. I want you to know that it's very important for me to continue to do what I do. I know God is watching. I know God is here with us 24/7. And one thing that I do know is that I will continue to do what I do. I will help and continue to teach and educate people, indigenous people of all lands, to bring them together and to educate them. If that's what you need, I will do it. I urge you to please educate yourselves. You will not bring out, remember this, don't let anyone, I should say, bring out the worst in you. Stand still. Be yourself. Be who God created you to be. You see, this is not about trying to be great. If you don't remember anything of this show tonight, God created you great. No need to seek it. You're already great. Self-acceptance, self-confidence, and self-love is the key to living your best life now. Always remember that. Not when you die, but now. I want to thank all of you for listening to me tonight. And next week, tune in next week to our show. If you like, you can visit and subscribe. It's best that you subscribe to my website, so that way you will know of the titles that I'm going to speak on next week. You can visit www.melida, that's MELIDA, Harris, Barrow, BARROW.com. You can also visit me at, email me at melidabarrow14@gmail.com. I want to thank all of you. I love you all, and I will continue to do what I do best, and that is to love you, inspire you, and motivate you to go to that next step. Don't ever forget who you are. No need to fit in. You are who you are. You look beautiful. When people say, oh, you're ugly, you're beautiful, they have no clue what ugliness is. You see, ugliness is from within. It's the ugly things people do. Has nothing to do with how we look. Those of you that, and I just saw somebody about speaking engagements, you can also write me at Melida Barrow14@gmail.com, or the website that I just mentioned. I love you. I love you. I love you guys. I know this was a show that, I didn't expect all of this was going to come out, but I am so happy, Wanda and all of you, Ed and everybody. I want to thank my husband. That's my rock there. I want to thank him because he's always standing next to me and helping me and, doing all the things that I need in order to make this show possible. I want to thank my two sons, Andre and Armando, and my brothers, Reggie and Johnny. I love you guys so much, and my nephews. I love you guys. They love me so much, and I think it's important for us to love one another. I think that's the key, loving one another. Thank you, and may God bless you. I went over a little time, but that's all right. I'm on Facebook. I can do that. So good night. Good night, my people. Love you, and don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe, because that's the only way that you're going to find out about the next show. Okay? Mwah, mwah, mwah. Los quiero muchos a todos mis latinos que estaban allá afuera. Quizás voy a hacer esto en español un día, pero por ahora lo estoy haciendo en inglés. Los quiero mucho, los adoro, toda mi gente en Salvador, en Colombia, toda mi gente en Colombia, que voy a estar en Colombia la otra semana. Los quiero mucho. ¡Mua, mua, mua! Bye.